Yes, greetings. We live. We live. It looks so. It looks so. Yes. Greetings in the name of His and Her Imperial Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie the First, Empress Wazira Menin. Yes, family. One perfect balance. Yeah, I know it's off to what time is it? Quarter 10 past. Yeah, we off to a start. We off to a start. Welcome to Politically Incorrect, where we get it correct, and if we're not correct, feel free to correct us. Y'all already know how this goes, so nothing needs to be said. It's that kind of night, and we're going to drop some science. We're going to have a conversation, and we're going to drop some science. It's as simple as that. So go tell a friend and tell a friend. Politically Incorrect is up and running. Got some stuff to share tonight. Might be a bit distressing, so way to buckle up from early because this going to be a bumpy ride tonight. It's going to be bumpy, and reason why it's going to be bumpy because we're going to have to share some information that, yeah, might be a bit nerve wracking to use a loose term. So go tell a friend to tell a friend, and I going to definitely line some things up here. I got a couple of videos I want to share with you as well. So you're gonna need a pen tonight for sure. You're gonna need a piece of paper or at least your smartphone. Take a screenshot. How we all do it, but it's going to be one of them nights. You can tell, right? So I even got in my jacket and all, man. Like I even joined the jacket. Is that kind of night. So trust that is politically incorrect. You know, what can we say? Having said that, let me go and do some house cleaning work.
Real news for the people in real time. Politically incorrect. Now you're playing reality from the man royal elect. It's time to get in place for real news for the people in real time.
Yes, yes. Having said that again, well, tonight is one of those special nights where some people observe today as they Sabbath. So we're going to shout out those and say Shabbat Shalom to my brothers and sisters observing today. You know, Assalamu alaikum to the Islamic community. Peace, Hotep, conscious community, Ashe. Y'all already know, Namaste, brothers out in the East. And Rastafari to the brethren and sisters and to everybody else is love and light. That's what's up. Love and light right through. Yeah. I want to say first, thank you all for the encouragement and the messages and the information, because not everything is known at the same time, but people all over sending information like this going on and that going on. It's like, wow, we didn't even know that. So tonight is a kind of program where we're going to put it out there. I mean, there's so much that needs to be said, and we could be on here for hours, but we're going to try to keep it as concise as possible. So I want to start off first by sharing this video because I thought it was necessary to show, because in light of what's going on and what's been going on, we got to really get to a point where we could be honest about where we at as a people. I mean, look, I told someone, when was Barbados? When was Barbados? What was it? Let me see. When was Barbados supposed to be? What was it? Colonized? They say it was 1627. Some say 1625. I think there's a sign down St. James by Fisherman's Pub that has it dated a bit earlier, 1523 or something like that. I'm not sure, but 1620 something like that. I don't remember. But it's 1627 is the accepted time that Barbados was allegedly colonized. There's only one problem with that, though, people, and that is 1627 to 2027 is 400 years. And so, you know, if we as a Christian nation, you know, we look at these scriptures and we talk about God's people being enslaved for a period of time, it was supposed to be 400 years. And after that, they were set free to go and rebuild and restore their own nation. If that is the case, and that is the case, then really and truly, whether we want to look at the 1627 date or 1626 or 1615 or 1620, whatever, in reality, when it was officially colonized, when they started to quote unquote enslave prisoners and try to do the damage in converting them and mistaking them, well, stealing their identity and all the other stuff they did to the Africans that were enslaved here and throughout the region. It's about 400 years though. This is 2024. I mean, 24, 25, 26, 27. Can anybody tell me when is the next election? I mean, roughly when is the scheduled date for the next election? Because no, they could call it sooner. I understand that, but what is the official time for the next election? Because if you think about the next election, if you really think about what's going on now, if you look at the writing on the wall, if you look at the writing on the wall, give me a sec, family. That was close. If you look at the writing on the wall and what's going on now, you kind of got to ask some questions. It's really interesting because 1627 to 2027 is 400 years. If I'm not correct, somebody please correct me. That would mean that the time stamp that they had for enslaving the people is almost up, which means that the people supposed to be quote unquote free. They always kept saying that emancipation did not free the prisoners. Emancipation enslaved the prisoners. Because prior to that, we were clear. And somehow afterwards, the integration, the illusion of inclusion kerfuffled a lot of people to the point where we are where we are. But I want to drop this brother right here, positive vibes, just a message to the people really quick. And while I do this, I want to go and tell a friend to tell a friend that we up. Tell a friend to tell a friend that we up and running. Numbers on the screen. Y'all know how to reach me through WhatsApp already. Most of y'all do anyhow. But I'm going to share some videos tonight and some information, especially pertaining to this thing called tax and this conversation about land tax. I'm telling you, man, y'all don't want to miss this tonight. This is not one of them nights. You're going to need a pen for sure, screenshot, whatever. So make sure your phone charge, your tablet charge, whatever. And that's what's up, because it's that's our message, man. It's that kind of message. Put some volume right here. Relax, family. Tell a friend to tell a friend, family. Haitian Revolution. Here we go.
Calling all ages, every generation.
We're going to discuss this thing called taxes.
Calling all human.
Yes, well,
we must stand. We must stand.
We're going to discuss nationhood.
All injustice and all wrong.
And what's coming.
Flesh flashed against the window.
Tell a friend, family.
As them come in contact with machine built against law.
Ever heard about yellow card data?
What was the promise of your convention?
Ever heard about the yellow card data?
To oversee the mindless sacrifice of every human.
What about Jack John? That's the lead.
Them calling my name. Them come to the front of the war. You are the savior. Buckle up. Them calling my name.
It's about new beginnings, family. Not the enslavement. Hello to Beverly, I see you. Divine greetings to you too, family. Shabbat Shalom, family. Shout out to Black Lion Security. Mr. Drix, you will love it tonight, brother. It's about a lot time, family.
Buckle up, stop calling my name. Them say come to the front of
More
the
life,
wall, you are the same. The heartbeat of the first man rings through all days.
Tell a friend, man.
Survival of the fittest was never in his place. So I hereby claim the rights of stolen days. And memories once buried now raised. Survival of the fittest was never in his play. Survival of the fittest was never on his play.
The more big family.
Buckle up, stop calling our name. Them say come to the front of the war, you are the same. Buckle up, stop calling our name. Them say come to the front of the war, you are the same. Buckle up, I'm calling you. Forged in love, formed in fire, formed in righteousness, forged in love,
Formed in righteousness,
forged in fire,
forged in love, and forged in fire.
formed in righteousness,
God is battle axe, man.
real righteousness.
God, the whole
Buckle
Caribbean, man. The whole Caribbean, man. The whole Caribbean. Listen, that tune there is a powerful tune, you know. Matter of fact, let me put that link. Beverly, I got one for you, Beverly. Let me put the link right here in the comments for those who are interested in Battle Axe, man. Battle Axe. That's what's up, man. That's what's up. The Battle Axe time, family. This is, I mean, where do we start, family? We living in a different, like I said, imagine Barbados was allegedly colonized in 1627. It's 400 years of enslavement is the prophecy. If we're going to base it on the book they gave us and the book that the country uphold and even swear by, even in parliament and the court system, the criminal justice system, it's 400 years though. So 1627. The question was, when is the next election? Can somebody tell me what is the date for the next election, like roughly? Because if it's every 5 years, well, 2018 is when she first came in, right? The BLP first came in. Well, if it's 2018, they first came in, although they call it early, 5 years and 5 years, 10 years would not be 2028. It would have to be 2027, correct? Okay, then. So 2027, so 1627 to 2027 is 400 years. Are we to say then that the prophetic word of God that they tell us is the word of God and cannot be broken? I look at my page real quick here, and this, it is trying to find yourself when you're online. You just can't find yourself. I think that's it right there. Is that it? Is that it? It looks so, yeah. It looks so. I put that right there. See what's going on in cyborg space. Yeah. I see myself. Yeah, so like I said, the 400 years, 1627 to 2027. If that is the case, family, it means that the next election, what they call an election, isn't really an election. It would only be an election if, that's why this whole new ID cards, everything is happening now, because think about it. They can't quote unquote, enslave you without your consent at this point, because in reality, you're supposed to be free from the bondage. So if prophecy is real and we supposed to be free 400 years, well, guess what? Let me pull it back a bit. So the issue in Parliament again, well, one of the other issues is this thing called tax. This thing called tax, and they've been taxing us. In fact, I met a lady today. She's mature. She's a returning national. She lived abroad. She said about 50 years, and lived here first. Went abroad, worked for 50 years. Came back here, and she said she wanted to go in and apply for national insurance. But they told her, well, because that you left here when you was a little younger, and although you came back at a point in time where she wanted to pay into it, their thing was, well, when you came back and paid into it, you ain't paying a lot of years, so you really can't get much. She was like, oh, because apparently they had just started it when she came back to Barbados, when she come forward here, they had just started it. And so she tried to put in them, but they told her, well, you ain't been back long enough, you ain't worked long enough here to put in that, so you could only get a little bit. And in fact, something called a non-contribution pension. Or if I'm wrong, correct me. I think she said it was a non-contribution pension package. So in other words, for those who never contributed, you can get a pension, but it's a pittance of what others might get for those who would have paid in. She said they're even trying to stop that now, but I'll touch that a little later. So she was saying this to me, and I was like, wow, I didn't even know that. That's a bit crazy. But here's the deal, though. This way it gets a little better. When she said to me that for all those years she worked, and at this point now, it's like everything is such a hassle. Everywhere she goes is just a hassle here and a hassle there. And this was in the bank. She was complaining about the fact that the elderly go in the bank now, they can't get service like before. They got to get in the queue like everybody else. There's no, special provision for those who can't stand up too long with the arthritis in their knees and whatnot. She had to go and get a chair, and she had to try to sit on the side and kind of wait her turn in the queue. It was like, well, okay, I understand, mums. She said, sometimes I wait 4 hours in the bank just trying to get ahead, and it just, and I'm thinking, wow. Then I thought about it, this thing, the taxes and stuff like that, But really think about it. Where does the tax money go? Like, they tell us that the tax go to do stuff, but do what? Because according to the central bank, the government goes to the central bank, they tell them they need X amount of money. The central bank goes into a room, somebody has a special key, some special device like this, probably push it in the computer, and then basically type in a number on the screen and hit send. And it gets transferred basically to the government's account, wherever that might be. And the total amount of perhaps billions of dollars, because the government basically prints money. They print their own money. So if they print their own money, then what they need, according to the brother, what they need our taxes for. If the government of Barbados prints their own money, which they do, they go, and this money isn't backed by any gold or silver in Barbados, any bauxite or any aluminum. I mean, well, it's one of the same. They don't, no copper, no diamonds, no oil. The money isn't backed by anything that's tangible. So they go and they print this, and then they put it out, and they do whatever they got to do. So if they print their own money, when they collect, what are they collecting the taxes for? How does that work? How does that work? This thing called land tax again is the conversation. And I have said to people before on countless times, you go down the road to K Shepherd and you buy a pair of shoes and you pay for the shoes and they're yours and you go home. You don't go back to K Shepherd next week and put down another $5 bill for the shoes. You bought the shoes, it's supposed to be yours. So when it comes to land tax, when you buy land and you paying taxes, what does that mean? Did you really buy the land, or are you renting the land? Are you leasing the land? What's the point of land tax? What's the purpose of land tax? What's the objective of land tax? And if you don't pay taxes, although you pay the money up front, whatever lump sum you paid or whatever bit, they come and they could take it from you with impunity, then how is that you own the land? I don't know. Well, let me tell you how that's possible. Because it was fraud to start with. Don't forget that they captured the land from the original folks that were here. And while we say original folks that were here, we can look at Haiti, as is also known affectionately by those who love it. And what do you mean by that, brother man? Well, right now, there's an article that I came across, but I heard the news actually. I heard the news originally. It was on one of those radio stations. I was driving and I heard this news, and it said that Barbados is at the point where now they're looking to send BDF soldiers to Haiti. They're preparing them to go to Haiti. They're preparing them for the terrain. They're preparing them for the the kind of close quarters combat, which is really urban combat is what it's called, and that's what they're preparing them for. What I found interesting that they're also preparing them, they said, psychologically. Now, why do you think that is necessary? Haiti, was the first republic that we know of in the region that basically took their independence. They weren't given it. They took it. In fact, they took it because of how they were being treated by the French. They said, nah, enough is enough, man. Right now, we done with that. And we're going to take this land because y'all been doing too much foolishness for too long, and we done with that. Which is interesting Very interesting. Because if you think about it, when they took it and they started to rule it and govern it, when things were going good for some degree, and eventually it went downhill, but it went downhill because they placed different sanctions and did different things to kind of undermine the individuals who were governing the people at the time. That's why you look at Haiti now, you see, it's almost partly desolate, not fully, but it's a rough place. Things have happened. It's also a beautiful place, but like Africa, they don't show you the good parts of Haiti. They don't do that. They only show you the parts that they want you to see. Then they talk about the voodoo and all this crazy stuff. So you have an impression of it and the standoff approach. And the Caribbean leaders at the time, CARICOM, when last I checked, Haiti is in the Caribbean. If Guyana could be CARICOM, then certainly Haiti is CARICOM. I mean, it's just I don't get it. They had a meeting to discuss Guyana oil situation, but they had a meeting to discuss Haiti situation. In fact, they talk about sending BDF soldiers to Haiti. My question is, are you sending these individuals to Haiti to defend the people, or are they going to defend the colonial investors? Which that's my question. My question is, are you sending these BDFs, Barbados Defense Force soldiers, individuals born in Barbados, raised in Barbados, are you sending them down to Haiti to defend the people, or are you sending them to basically defend the plantocracy and the financial investments? That's my question. Because if you're preparing them psychologically, what you have to prepare the people to do basically is to recognize that you're going to kill your own brother and sister. That's it. Who in most cases don't even have the discipline in terms of the military background that trained individuals, trained mercenaries, basically soldiers have. They're using, but in reality, they are fighting for their territory, their land. Now, although we might say there's gangs, and I'm not even justifying what might be going on the ground. I'm not in Haiti. I'm based it on what I see and what I hear through the media. Guess what? A few years ago, the media told us the whole world needed to lock down because of something that was deadly. And the whole world did lock down because of what was deadly. Then you had to take a shot for this thing that was so deadly that if you get it, you might still live, but you started to take this. So my point is, what we see in the media, what we hear and what we're being told isn't always the truth. Put it that way. You got to look into things for yourself. Show it to Dominique in the building, by the way. I see you, Elder. I see you. My thing is that we don't really know what's going on the ground. We have an idea to some degree. But think about it. A lot has happened in Haiti in the last decade alone. So much has happened. And it's like, well, how comes? I mean, to the point where year before, some guys were arrested, some militia guys who were paid by somebody else to go in there and basically assassinate the then president, the prime minister. So there are people who want that territory, that land. They want that land. So because they can't tax the people on the land, they tax the people for being on the land by the things they do to the people that's on the land. And now here's Barbados, part of CARICOM, looking to send military forces to Haiti. And my question is, are these guys going to defend the people in Haiti and protect the people? Because we said they're going to fight, it's the gangs in Haiti. The original gangs in Haiti was Jacques Dessalines, Jean-Jacques Dessalines, Toussaint. These are the original gangs of Haiti. These are the ones that fought against the French colonial powers who were enslaving the people and won. So the question is, are we lending support to those on the ground that trying to free Haiti again from the oppressors who trying to come in forms of corporations, who come in and steal minerals, gold and stuff out the ground and disappear, who come and kidnap children on the name of missionaries and escape going through the DR? Come on, man. So when you say you're sending Defense Force troops down there, the question is, you conditioning these guys, the truth is, you got to condition the guy mentally. If he's going to be going on there and going against his own people, you got to kill innocent women and children. We call them gangs, but in reality, they're freedom fighters. But they're doing lawlessness. Well, that's according to the media. In fact, I watched one media program one time. They said it was a hurricane going on. And this reporter said, oh, he was going against the wind. It was blowing him away. The place is flooded. He had to sit, he was in a canoe. And oh my God, the media was terrible. Oh, it was terrible. They didn't see two people walk past the background behind him in slippers or some foolishness. Just casually walk by. So what happened to the wind and the flood? It was right there in that one spot. So what I'm saying, family, is, man, we can't trust the media like that. I'm not saying that there's not turmoil and perhaps some upheaval going on in Haiti. I mean, corruption is corruption. But it's a land grab. That's what this is. It's a land grab. That's what that is. Land grab. These Europeans aren't safe up where they at. They need some place to go. Guess where they're looking to come? The Caribbean. Again. So let's bring it home, this land tax issue. Family, again, right? We should be paying taxes, period. I mean, period. For the government of Barbados, matter of fact, let me go to the brother, Ralph Torn. Again, Ralph said he's for the people. Ralph said he's for the people. He is a lawyer. He's taken an oath to the bar. He's part of the political party, the DBD again, whichever. I can't even keep up anymore. My point is this again. If you are for the people, there are some things you're going to have to do to show that. One is, talk about this land tax issue, the thing with land. How is it that the people in Barbados who are I'm not even going to touch the indigenous aspect of this thing and nationality. I'm not even going to go down that road because you seem not to be too informed when it comes to certain things. So I don't want to perplex you. So I just want to put it out there. My question is this, Mr. Ralph Torn. When it comes to the land of Barbados, I answered this question in my previous presentation, the program we had here. When it comes to the land issue, are you in a position to speak freely about the restitution of stolen property, primarily land? Because we talk about reparation, right, and European reparation, but in reality, the government of Barbados is, well, let me go a little further back. Before the illusion of a republic, which I'm sure you know that's what it is, we were supposed to be under the colonial power still, hence we wanted to break away from the Queen. Well, let me get a sip. Give me a second. Let me get, there's some more. I'll be here. No, sorry, some mango. I don't have any ginger tonight. I wish I had some ginger because they got something going wrong with the throat. I know, but anyhow, clearly I'm good. When it comes to land, it was initially called Crown Land at the time. They called it Crown Land, and they claimed, listen to my choice of words, family, they claimed that Crown Land belonged to the Crown. They kept saying that. Although they never said Queen Elizabeth, they just said the Crown, the Crown, the Crown, the Crown, the Crown. They never said, well, the Crown is, they never identify who the Crown supposed to be. All right, all right. They gave the illusion that it was the Queen thing. All right, no problem. Then they said it became a republic. Well, wait a minute. If you became a republic then, and you broke away from the Queen, I know the land is no longer Crown land, but now it is quote unquote state land. Well, the first thing the state should have done is discuss restoration of land to people, because here's the deal. You have families here now who are the direct descendants of those who were enslaved on this same land, including those who live up there by Draxall. They got to keep going to Draxall for different reasons, but I'll tell you that another time. So why then is it that the government and say, well, look, we are writing a bill right now to eradicate land tax, for example, because we are no longer under the Crown, and the families who have been living here, who might have worked that land, who might have grandmother might have paid for it with, you know, how she, whatever worked, the field, whatever she did, pick cotton, whatever she did, a little shot that passed on and passed on. From right now, you know, there's no more to be abolished that thing called land tax. The land belongs to you, the people, because after all, we're not under the Queen anymore. If it did indeed belong to her, they would now give it to the people who obviously would have earned it the right way. But no. So, Mr. Thorne, what's your thoughts on that? You know, the whole idea of restoring the land to the people that were enslaved in this land. And we got the names, because the names were submitted to England, you know, however long ago. We know the names. I mean, the average individual right now is descendant directly. So we know the names. how we could work this out. I mean, even a conversation about how to work it out. Just having a conversation how it would actually work. How it would work. But you can't get land to every individual according to how the thing work out. Do we have enough land to do so? I mean, let's discuss how much land is actually Crown land. What exactly is Crown land? Sorry, state land. How much acreage is state land? And also, do we also reclaim the so-called plantations, the only place that, people say we own a plantation. Well, the plantation land belonged to the people who originally worked that plantation land. It can't go to somebody who know come and invest and bought it with some chips from some other country. We didn't even know where that money come from. The land belonged to the people. It should be given back to the people. That's all they're saying. The land tax should be abolished effectively, immediately. For the time you became a republic, at the very least, if not restoring land as it is, at the very least, all those who owe land tax, clear that off. And the fact is, land no tax is abolished. No such thing as land tax. We're no longer collecting tax on land because the Queen no longer requires that. So that's the first thing. But then again, the idea of paying taxes, if you print money, what you need the money for the people for? You got, what do you call it? Income tax. If people work for money, they work for money from some place, some business person, you go and tax them for working for that person to pay into you. Income tax. Pay into you. Income tax. When you print money, you can print whatever you want. It's the same process. But then you're going to tax the people. Then when they go to the supermarket to buy groceries with what's left, you tax the people. Then they go to buy gas with what's left after that, you tax the people. Then they pay the light bill, you tax the people. Then they pay the water bill, you tax the people. Then they go to sell and get a little plan for watch a little TV, internet, and you tax the people. So if income taxes, how much percent is income tax? I don't know because I don't pay it. Straight up. I don't pay it. So if income tax is a certain percentage, then food, then groceries is an additional percentage. You can add that percent value to what the percentage was. Then gas, then bus fare, or your bus ticket, you tax with that too. Don't get taxed with it. There's a tax on the bus fare. Unless you got a ZR and nobody's checking. Who knows what is being paid or not paid, but anyhow, another conversation. Tax on clothes, tax on everything. So how much they really taking out of your salary? If you stop and think about it, if you really think about it, they take it way more than they're telling you. But yet they print their money whenever they want it. They print their money whenever they want it, man. Interesting because some people get and some do not. Really, I don't doubt it. That's why Haiti is the way it is, because there's something called the economic hitmen. And they talk about how they devalue and destabilize countries, how they get the government to become unstable, and basically corruption is a whole other conversation. And the people is always the ones that suffer. So I really hope that the people here, the BDF soldiers going to Haiti, is going there to help the people on the ground. If they're not going, if that's not the mission they're telling you, when you get there, you see what's going on, y'all got moral decisions to make. Y'all have moral decisions to make. Do we defend the people? Because the security forces have one objective, and that's taking control of the territory. Ask those in Kuwait about that. Ask those in Libya about that. It's not about the people, man. It's about taking control of the place for whatever reason. There's plenty of resources in the grounds in Haiti. Haiti is in fact, Haiti is probably one of the richest nations in the region in terms of what's in the ground. What minerals and what metals they have in the soil. But ain't nobody talking about that though. You think these gangs just pop up out the blue? How is it that Haitians can't find food? They eating mud cakes. So what you all think about this for a second? They eating mud cakes in some places. Can't find food. There's hardly any wood because most trees are cut down. They don't have, they rough in some parts. It's terrible. But yet, gangs got a bunch of guns. All you gotta do is look what kind of guns they are. Look what kind of model and make they are. It'll tell you where they came from. You got M16s, just checking. Just checking. I don't know, family. You got to look into that. They're saying you got to look into it, man. You say you got to invest and save. That's right. Can't put the money in the bank and let it sit there. I have 3 people that go into Haiti. These people being prepared to kill, trust me, and getting them ready up to this week. Passports were given to some days and sent them. Was sent for them. Here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. They said they're preparing them mentally. Do y'all remember the incident in Jamaica with the brother that is? It's called the Tivoli Garden Massacre. Go on YouTube and look up Tivoli Garden Massacre. Go look that up. What they did was they took security forces from all across the Caribbean and sent them to Jamaica when they were looking for this individual. And the reason why they did that is because they knew that individuals from across the region didn't have any direct connection with those on the ground in Jamaica. No relation. So when they say open fire on the people, the guys who were trained to follow orders. They didn't question who was in front of that bullet. It didn't matter. So when they were killing women and children and dumping the bodies in skips, innocent women and children and dumping the bodies in skips and sending a message, if you don't surrender tomorrow, we coming back to kill more people. Send him a message. That's why he surrendered, because they were killing his people from his community, just randomly killing people under the pretense of securing the area, just to find him and flush him out. So they're sending Buffalo soldiers to fight the Indians, huh? Dreadlock Rasta. They're sending the Buffalo soldiers to fight the Indians, which is funny because the Indians are the same Africans. So they're sending Africans to fight Africans all over again. I wish the man from the BDF would say, listen, right, we standing down, though. We ain't going to that trip. In fact, just by virtue of the fact that who gave them orders, man? Because them orders came from somewhere. And them orders came, let me show you how deep this thing goes. The man, hold on a minute, man. Let me put this here. This man right here, and decide this on his own, He didn't wake up and say, you know what? Man, I can sense me men down there, though. He got a phone call. He working. He got a phone call and said, listen, X, Y, and Z. The envelope came. How would they do it? I don't know, but he got the message. The question is, who is the messenger? He got a message. My question is, who is the messenger? Family, this is a serious thing, man. Who sent him that message? He didn't get it on WhatsApp. I'm sure there was a meeting, a briefing, a room, closed doors. This is the situation. Open the envelopes in front of you. This is the mission. Maybe he was told which guys to take. Maybe he wasn't. Maybe he had to pick which guys to take. Maybe he didn't. Maybe he answered volunteers. Maybe he didn't. I don't know. But he got a message. Yeah, I know this is a different kind of water we in here tonight, family. Yeah. But we could chart these high waters, man. We've been on these oceans. We've been on this maritime for a while. We know the water. Who gave the message? Was our prime minister, our prime servant, the one that called and said, look, we need to send some troops to this location? And if so, where did she get that idea from? Did she wake up one morning and say, you know what, I really don't like what's going on in Haiti. Look, we need to help them, and let's send some troops to support the other allies, the Americans, perhaps, the American army, perhaps. Who? Man, if I could, I would call China right now and ask for a favor, yeah. Call Russia and ask for a favor, yeah, because this thing getting out of hand, man. Does Barbados have an interest to military occupy Haiti? Very interesting question. I mean, Barbados did colonize Suriname. I mean, that's not common knowledge, but Barbados did indeed colonize Suriname. They sent the military down there, kill off a couple indigenous folks, blow off a few heads from England. I think the Dutch at the time, I remember, and took charge. Like, nah, this ours now. We keeping this. Interesting question, Elder. Does Barbados have an interest? But family, the question is where the order came from. The mayor also get a phone call, which means that she don't run. Well, we know that she don't run things. A lot of people think she in charge, but where did that come from? I mean, Mr. Ralph Thorne, do you have any idea where that could have possibly originated? If so, please let the people of Barbados know. And if you were elected tomorrow to be prime minister, would you bring our soldiers home, or will you send men from Barbados to Haiti to get killed? Because let me tell you something, right? Let me just say this real quick to BDF man right here. You're sending Bajans to Haiti to die. I want you all to understand this thing. This thing's serious, you know. You're sending Bajans to Haiti to die. To die. And die they will. Because if Napoleon, the great Napoleon, fell in Haiti, he fell because the army in Haiti was so strategic and they were such a vicious force to deal with. The reason they lost, right, was that one reason that they don't like us. You see that spirituality that we deal with? We normally deal with it in a holistic and peaceful way post-decolonization. We chant a little prayer, burn a little incense, and we have our moments, you see? We chant ISIS and whatnot. But don't tell yourself that it can be used for something different. Don't fool yourself. Look, I don't feel this is a joke. This is crazy, family. If you got a brother or a sister in the defense force that go into Haiti, I implore you, go and talk to them. Go and reason with them. Reason with them, because they all ain't gonna come back. You think Haitians who fought all them years of their life, they've been fighting unlike Bajans. Let me get there. I'm gonna go there, family. Unlike they see Bajans be passive, right? They're not Bajans passive. Bajans don't have no war experience. Never had to fight for nothing. It's come. If it don't come a lot, it's coming a little. You get your fat when the politicians ready. You get your drinks when they stop by and buy your beer. You even get whatever else to give you, wherever else to give you, wherever else to give you. It's come. So like, who moved my cheese? The cheeses eventually show up. The food hamper that's come and hamper you from stepping forward. So we use Bajans, right? The city society always got the hand out. So they ain't really fighting. They ain't fighting. Haitians been fighting there and beat up Mr. BDF man. Watch it, right? All the training you got. You can got more training than Napoleon, who conquered the then world at the time through his military strategies. I don't know what war you ever started. I don't know what war you went to, wherever you captured. They got some men who was down there before, they say, but I don't know. That might just be logistics. But anyhow, Haitians been fighting their entire life, brother. To all the defense force, man, I want you all to understand this thing. Them man been fighting for their freedom forever, for generations, for centuries. And they already got victories under their belt. If you feel them mind going and lay down when a wrong. And then when the feel when they're gonna walk through there and clean it up. When a wrong. When the dead wrong, man. And I ain't wishing no harm for no one. I giving you a warning. Again, your warning, man. This is a warning. You got brothers and sisters on that trip. You better talk to them. You better pray for them. You better talk to them, man. Because we ain't know which ones will make it or not. And I pray for all of them, because I don't even want them to. If they go in and defend the people, I would like to go with you, really and truly. That is not an issue, because the people is who they suffer always. War does not determine who wins. It determines who's left. And the women, today is supposed to be Women's Day. Which a woman's a woman every day. So you know how it goes. We celebrate women all day, every day. Mothers and children and elderly. Young men, young women, and young women. Them is who get caught up in it all the time. Right now, they got big cries, free. I see taxi vans about Barbados with free Palestine. The power to the people. I ain't got no issue with that, right? The Islamic community, we want everybody to come out and support. Where's the outcry for Haiti right now? Because they about to, listen, Israel going into Palestine and doing what they do is no different than anybody going into Haiti right now to do what they do. I bet if you check it out, these so-called gangs in the city might be even white people painting their face black and pretending to be gangs in the city. There's a loyalty in Haiti that spans centuries, man. I can't accept that you telling me that gang just killing each other recklessly like that. Nah. Programming going on, man. Some programming going on. There's mind programming going on. And I'm going to show you tonight what time it is. I tell you, we'll need a pen and paper. Let me go to the next slide real quick, man. Let me push this thing forward. Let me read the comments first real quick, though. You got to go there, family. Right. They ain't going to play around. I know that for sure. They're not playing around. No questions asked. Real thing, man. Beijing stand home. Listen, on a serious note, if you got family, talk to them. Defense force, man. I know some of y'all gonna go because y'all they train y'all to kill. Y'all want action. I understand that, right? But for my thinking men and women, my brothers and sisters, the thinking ones, study with the head here. Nobody set you up. You speak hardcore facts, man. Well, listen, this ain't that other program, man. This government, any government, again, if they for the people, they got to deal with the real things. I don't want the cosmetic politics. I done dealt with these folks from B to D all along. If they're serious about it, it got to be a strategy. They got to go a strategy. And not a strategy just to get elected, a strategy to empower the people of Barbados who've been here for centuries and ain't get nothing to show for it. Ain't got nothing but a pot to piss in and barely a winner to throw it out. Them days gone, family. Them days gone, family. If it's 400 years, then look, 2027 around the corner. So there's no next election, you know. They know that the people are at the point where the spell that was for 400 years is wearing off. You ever had a toothache? Like a real toothache? Like, you know, it only happened in the nighttime. For some reason, toothaches don't come in the day. It's only catch you at night. It's strange enough. And you home. Like, oh, man. To the point where you got to take a little painkiller. All right. You can't tell when it's starting to wear off. You can't tell. You think the people who enslave, mistreat, abuse, don't know that the spell breaking? Look, me on a podcast talking about it. Certain years ago, you could have never do this. Do this? You crazy, man. All those people tell me, you mad, brother, man. You're afraid of them people. Afraid of them for what? Well, look around. They more scared than you. They more scared than you. And why is that? Because they know that you just a sleeping giant. And the minute you come to your senses and realize what's going on, they know it's going to be a problem because they don't have nothing to stop you. Nothing. The only thing that can stop you is that you put yourself back to sleep. And they banking on that. Come get your digital ID card. You know, recommit yourself back into the system. The fact is, most Caribbean folks don't see Haiti as part of the region and are not concerned about their plight. Facts, because of the propaganda being spewed, they don't even know the history of Haiti became impoverished. Know the history of Haiti became impoverished. Well, like you said, not that they don't. It's one thing to not know, and it's another thing to not want to know. Look, today downtown I met two white people. I met a few white people today. When I see white folks, I ask questions. I'd be curious. This young man is 21 years, 20 and young lady 21 years old. They're downtown buying item food. That was crazy. I thought I was interested. Anyhow, they said they're from a school in New York, and the school came here for a week. And they came here. Listen to this, family. The school in New York took the whole class and brought it to Barbados to do studies. They want to study the rock formation in Barbados. And guess what? This is what he said. Listen to what, you can't make this stuff up. He said, we came to study the rise of Barbados. I said, the rise of Barbados. They came to study the rocks and the rise of Barbados, and so happened to find themselves where I was trying to get something to eat. I thought it was funny. But anyhow, then I saw a guy between some trees taking pictures too. I said, well, look at this here, boy. This might be the CIA for all I know. Yeah. Oh, damn it, France. Yo, but what was interesting is this. I said to him, well, their class, you know, what they study and stuff, he talking. I said, well, you got to do the history and the culture of Barbados, including the Barbados slave code. He said, yeah, 1661. Yeah, he said, we know. They teach us all of that. I was like, wait. You're telling me that in your class in America, this white boy who looked strange, funny enough, his hair is brownish and it got enough curls. Although he pale as ever, enough kink, enough curl. I said, okay, I see what's going on. But anyhow, You telling me that your class in New York teaches your children, these a whole bunch of white folks, and he looked pale as ever, about Barbados, including the slave code, which then you ask the average Barbadian student right now, from primary, not primary, but from primary to secondary, maybe, well, maybe university, I don't know. Maybe sixth form, maybe, I don't know. If they teach that in school and they talk about these things. But I don't know. I wish somebody could shed some light on that. Write a comment and let me know if that's being taught in schools in Barbados, because it's being taught in schools in New York, including the rock formation. They come in to study fossils and stuff and look at how the Barbados, he said the rise of Barbados is what they call it. I interpret that in different ways, but what do I know? But I want to show you all something else real quick here. Let me just say this. Let me just say this part here real quick. You know, my brothers and sisters, you know, Haiti is a special spiritual place here. Don't play around. Because that energy just don't affect you. You see what I'm saying? It don't just stop at you. There's a spiritual connection and a bloodline connection. But I need to study what I'm doing here. Don't let nobody fool you, man. Don't let them fool you. Oh, no. Soon we'll find out who is the real revolutionary. Because I don't want my people to be tricked by mercenaries. Brother, you're right. You're right. You're right. You're right. You're so right. We got to fight. Fight for our rights. Don't go there and fight against the people. Fight for the people. Then give me a holler. Let that one go. Let me just, I want to play this video real quick though. This is important because, in fact, before I do this, in fact, no, let me do this first. Let me do this first and then go to the other one. Let me play this one first and then go to the other one. I want y'all to pay attention to this real quick here. I want y'all to pay attention to this right here. Pay attention to this right here. VR. Well, yeah, I just gonna play this video, man. Make sure the volume up, man. Family, if you have, listen, let me just say this first. If you have children, listen to me carefully, family. If you have children, remember what we went through in the last few years. Just remember that. If you have children going forward, family, you need to sit them down and talk to them really carefully, because this is coming and it is coming soon. We know this. They ain't doing all this for nothing. This is what's coming, all right? Let me just play this real quick. Look, these youths have a natural, innate fear of this thing. Look, man. Hold on. Let me go. These youths have a natural, innate fear of this thing. Where they get that from? Because I remember when I was that age at the QEH, when I was just a little toddler. Well, I wasn't a toddler, a little bigger than a toddler. Might have been maybe 5 years old or something. I don't remember. 4 or 5. Oh, 4 or 5. And my mom, you know, following the tradition, took me down to QEH to get this shot, whatever it was. I don't know what it was. But it took them hours to get that to me. I mean, I refused in all forms, to the point running up and down the hall. I refused in all kicking and screaming. I refused to stay still. They had to subdue me eventually. I remember that as a child. I remember that. That was like trauma for me. I wonder if that's why. I'm not saying think about you. Come to think about it. I refused to let them do that to me. I mean, and the lady nurse kept saying, well, children don't normally come and get on, so what's wrong with you, though? And I telling myself, child, boy, when I look back at it now, I can tell myself, man, I was born for this. I was born for this, man. This child right here have a natural, innate, look, man, watch this video, family. Look how they plan to trick our children. Now listen to this carefully.
This is VR Vaccine. The VR Vaccine is an immersive adventure where the children become a hero about to receive a powerful shield. To make it work, we need one VR gear, one smartphone for the children, one for the nurse, and the VR Vaccine app.
Oi! Você voltou! Você voltou!
And what the children experience in the virtual world is matched step by step by the nurse that follows the story on a second screen.
Pronto. Agora o fruto de fogo. Mas ó, vamos lá. Bem rapidinho. Peraí.
All simultaneously calming and entertaining children while helping the nurses to better perform the vaccination.
Funciona, funciona, funciona! Obrigada, obrigada!
Caramba, filho, o que você acha disso?
Legal.
I am speechless, family. I am speechless. So all the children know they love the cell phone, they love their tablets. Virtual reality, put these on. Oh, wow. Look at all the game. Look at the pretty lights. Look at the characters. Wee-hee. Yeah, family. We're going to give you a pill that's going to make you powerful. I am Batman. That's an inside joke. Yo, family, listen, man. Imagine if this is done at school and you're not around. Imagine if this is done at school, you're not around. We don't know. I mean, I'm just saying, family. I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying, man. I am just saying. Listen, I'm gonna pause it right there, man. I don't know what to say about this. All I want to say is that these things right here, we don't fully understand what's in them. We really don't get it. We really don't know. And there's a report out right now that I want to give you all the article too. So let me go ahead and give you all the article. I'm playing that video to show you that a lot of folks got that done without the VRs a few years ago. A few folks. Let me introduce this. Let me go back here to the top. Let me get this link. I'm gonna put this link here so you can put it in your library. Add this to your thing. Write this one down as well. Write this one down. Screenshot this. Write this down and watch this video. Read this article right here. This is the Guardian. Babe, this is, what year is this? This is going back. This is nothing new. This is, listen to me carefully. Look at the date on this, family. This is Thursday, the 24th of March. This is 2016. I want y'all to see this, man. This is 2016. This is 2016, family. 2016, right there. Right here, look, right here. Y'all see that, right? Y'all see what I'm showing you. 2016. Now, this is a pretty long article, but what I want to do is this. I won't even play the video. Should I play the video? Should I play the video? All right, no. 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 That might get me pull off line. This what's going on, family. Let me just skip it. Let me skip it. Hold on. Let me skip it. Let me skip it. Hold on. Let me skip it. Let me go here. All right, but let me go here first. Let me do this part. I want y'all to pay attention to this here, family. I want y'all to pay serious attention to this. It says, understand how, first of all, the article is about genetically engineered magnetoproteins remotely controls brain and what? And what? Behavior. Remotely, listen to the words, remotely control brain and behavior. This is in 2016. It says, understand how brain generates behavior is one of the ultimate goals of neuroscience and one of its most difficult questions. In recent years, listen to this carefully, recent years, which means that was going on before, that means this was happening before 2016, let alone what happened in 2020, 2019, 2020, and you all know the rest of the story. In recent years, researchers have developed a number of methods that enable them to remotely control specific groups of neurons and to probe the workings of neurological circuits. Now, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. So you're telling me that they found ways to control the neurons in the brain? But how would they do that? What would they have to add to you to give them access to that? What you think, and I'm being cautious because you say certain words when it comes to certain things, what gonna happen? They're gonna pull this off the net, they're gonna shut this down, they're gonna delete my post. I got a few posts that recently got deleted, some from before too, which is funny because I only know that they deleted them, which means that somebody watched it recently and reported it, obviously, but that's all right, man. You can't stop the truth speaker from speaking truth. You can try to hide the truth, but you can't stop the truth from being spoken. What y'all think they were using to do this? I'm gonna give y'all a hint. Protein. Well, there's something called spike protein. Does that sound familiar to y'all? I'm using the words very cautiously here, right? Yo, go read this article, family. Go see this for yourself. This is deep stuff right here, man. This is deep. This article is more than 7 years old. This is nothing new, family. So there's ways to control the mind. But the way they control the mind is to get certain proteins where it can affect the neurons that they can control then behavior. You see what I'm saying, family? This thing in a joke. So even if there's gangs on the ground in the streets, one of those guys all got shots. And if so, are they being controlled to do things in a way? You see where I'm going with this thing, family? This thing is serious here. It's serious. It's serious. What time is it? I've been on here for a little minute, man. It's serious, family. Magneto, as in Magneto on X-Men, you're paying attention. Once you got metal inside of you, you can be controlled. Hint, hint, hint. Once you have metal inside of you, okay. Make sure y'all download this article before they decide to snatch it offline. If you can print it, print it. It's quite interesting, the things they reveal in this article. It blew my mind, especially even further down when they literally tell you certain things. And I won't even go as far as saying them on this because I know they're going to pull this. You say them words on here, they're going to definitely pull this, man. Look, this thing here deep. This thing here, look, I ain't even going to tell y'all, look, download this article as soon as possible. So you get off this live, go get this. Go get this. Go get this. Serious stuff, family. All I'm going to tell you all, right, is that if we don't, as a people, realize what's going on, I'm telling you, 2027 is around the corner. This is new Barbados. This is about new beginnings. And that's why they talk about, oh, we want to reform Parliament and this kind of thing, because they know that the old boys club, that stuff is done. That's a done deal. The same way the D's were done, the B's about to be done. And it's going to be a rebirth. It's going to be a reset. It's going to be a whole new reset. They're not joking about no reset. There's going to be a reset. Whether you like it or not, it's going to happen. The question is, how it's going to happen. On what side of the law you're going to find yourself? You're going to find yourself on the side that's compliant, complicit, going along with it, fighting against your own, or you're going to find yourself with the people who have had enough. We ain't got to agree on every single thing. No, we don't. We never really did. We don't even agree on food. Some folks love pigtail. White can say about that. We don't even agree on food. So no, I don't expect us to agree on religious things or spiritual things or political things, even economical things to some degree. I get it. So I ain't got no fight with my brother, my sister. But I would say this though. Anybody who going against my brother, my sister, gonna got a problem. I mean, it's the Ethiopian way. That's how we do. Oh, we got issues, no problem, but we ain't gonna turn against each other to go against you. When the Italians try to get bullets to one side of Ethiopia and the Eritreans and whatnot to fight against other Ethiopians, they took the guns and the bullets, but they said, nah. Went to my brother, look, brother, I know we got differences, but right now, nah, we going against this group. What you think the gangs in Haiti gonna do when soldiers show up? You think they're gonna fight each other? All them massive gangs that they tell you about that's so deadly and so merciless, killing their own people, slaughtering all the Haitians, killing women, children, child, puppy, dog, and fish, even parrot and safe. Will you feel these vicious bones in their nose and grass skirts wearing? You know, they always got to demonize the individual. They can't civilize them. They got to demonize them to justify their crime. What you think they gonna do to you when you get down there trying to go against them according to the narrative? Man, y'all listen, man. They're trying to take Haiti from Haitians. Don't let them do it. Don't let them do it. Them gangs is who defended the people from those who coming in oppressing the people. Don't kid yourself, man. Man, look, man. We've been programmed not to see this thing here. I come to tell you how it is, man. Not how it's going to end, but how it's going to begin. This is a new beginning for us, family. Nationhood. We rebuilding our nation. That's what it is. We rebuilding our nation from the ground up, man. That's what we doing. We don't need them anymore. We don't need none of them. And if they do say that they want to help, then they got to show how they plan to help the people. Not talk about it. They got to do it from now. You got to come out and speak the language, man. They say the DLP want to take over. Where the BLP gone astray? Well, if that is true, Ronnie, you got to talk the language of the people. And not just talk it. At this point, you got to walk it. Because the people of Barbados will tell you that the DLP needs a bush bath, a whole overhaul. A lot of cats in there got to go, man. We don't got to get rid of them, but a lot of things happen. People didn't forget. So they got to go to the back, at the very least, outside for a bit and get washed off and come back in fresh. When we can see that well, you know what? The brother has redeemed himself. I see putting in work. I see Michael Lash. I've been calling the names, man. I see Frondel out there sweeping the highway. I see Frondel cutting down bush. I watched him, the bush, the highway. I thought that was good. I see him picking up the dogs that get hit by the car on the road and cleaning. I see them doing some real, humble work. We saw that downtown giving out food to the, for those right by Treasury Building, trying to help out those, find them a place to live other than in front of the Treasury Building. I think they work there, though. I think there's like on there to guard the building and keep watch. I think them is watchmen in disguise. Just can't. I find it strange, man. The boy don't tell him nothing. They got a whole apartment on there built on damn near. Not a word. Nah. Look, even Ninja Man can stay there. He used to get rid of he all the time. But anyhow, another conversation for those who have eyes and ears. 400 years, family. 400 years. 1627 to 2027. All y'all paying attention, family. It's that time. It is that time. Grand Rising, family. I see you. Serious. It's something about Haiti. What is it? You want to know what's going on? You want to know what it is about Haiti? They fought for their freedom and won. And they didn't do it with Christianity. And by the way, this is not an insult or a shot at Christianity because there was Christians in Haiti. They were Christians in Haiti. And the first thing that was said is, if we want to be victorious against the French, we have to give the French back their white Jesus. That's what they did. They gave them back their white Jesus. And they went back to their African traditions, African spirituality. They called on the gods that they knew from birth. And those gods assisted them. Folks would say, well, yeah, but look what happened to them afterwards. That was the works of the devil, the colonizers. Imagine that France made Haiti pay back all that money, and the rest of the Caribbean, all the Caribbean leaders sat down quiet and say a word, but got the nerve to tell Russia, don't fight Ukraine, and got the nerve to tell, but don't have the courage to tell Israel, don't touch Palestine. Y'all ain't ready, man. So like I said, if you for the people, you got to talk the language, man. You got to talk the language. You got to talk the language, man. You got to talk the talk and walk the walk, Mr. Thorne. I ain't say you can't go in parliament and raise issues, but raise the real issues. Raise the real issues, man. That's what to do. That's what to do, man. Unity is definitely needed. I know it's not the voodoo. The funny thing is, most black voodoo. Do you, Beverly, did you know, right, that the word voodoo is a French word? It's not an African word. Voodoo is not an African word. It's a French word. If I'm not correct, somebody correct me. If I'm not correct, somebody correct me, man. When we like voodoo dolls, there's no such thing as a voodoo doll. These are things that they did through the Hollywood movies to trick and manipulate and program the people to go against their own people. They have to demonize you before they control and abuse you. Hence, they said to us in the Caribbean, we are 3/5 human. So they had to create us like we were no good to justify what they want, their no good behavior treatment towards us. Same thing going on in Haiti right now, family. We cannot sit back and watch that. Like, no, sirree. That can't be the case. It cannot be the case. Cannot be the case, family. So all I'm saying right now, right, is the land, Mr. Thorne, this land tax thing, I tell y'all, stop giving the government your money. If you consent to it, you got to pay them because you agree to pay them. But if you don't agree to pay them, you ain't got to pay them because they cannot produce a contract that says to you that you agree to pay them X amount. If the government tell you that you agree to pay land, now let me do income tax. I keep telling y'all, stop paying income tax. When they ask you for your income tax, ask them in exchange, can you show me the document that says I agree to give you this money? And under what terms and conditions? Tell them to produce the document. Tell them I send you. Tell them Emmanuel tell me to ask you. Tell them Emmanuel tell me to ask you to produce the document that I agree and signed. Look, when you go to the bank for a loan, in fact, when you go to the bank to withdraw your own money, you got to sign for it. When you go to make a deposit, you ain't got to sign for it. So when they take your money, where did you agree? Where did you sign an agreement that they can take that? Perpetually every month while you were employed. Tell them to show you the agreement. If there's no contract, there's no obligation. I'm gonna say that again for my land tax paying people. Stop paying land taxes, man. The land is yours. Claim it. Claim it as sovereign land. Put a flag on it. Tell them it's your territory. Put up a sign mark private property. And therefore, they're not allowed to come on it. If they're allowed to come on it, again, tell them to show you the agreement that you made with them that they have permission to come on your land. I remember the time when they had that situation when the lady got assaulted by her husband or boyfriend or whoever he was in Millennium Heights. This is a few years back. And the security forces pull up at the location. Well, it's a gated community. First of all, it was a gated community, which means that you can't go in, it's private. They pull up at the gate. Security guard said the flashlight, listen, all that, whoop, 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 whoop. When a man can't enter here, this gate's private. They got to pass? No, they can't go in. We have an emergency call though. It's a 911 call. I hear you on that, but I ain't getting a call telling me that you coming. So until I get a call that you coming, you can't go in. Y'all remember that situation? Anyhow, family, you are governed by consent. If you agree to it, you got to do it. If you ain't agree to it, then you ain't got to do it. Of course, they might challenge you. They might risk at you because that's just their nature to force you to comply. But rely on the strength of the Most High that dwells in you. That dwells in you. The God that dwells in you. The Creator that breathed the breath of life. And to say God breathed breath into man. Well, breath comes out the body. So if God breathed breath into man, it would mean that God would have to been a physical being right there and gave you his breath, which God gave you his breath. God gave you his essence. You have the essence of God inside of you. You got the essence of God inside of you. How can a man who looked like you tell you and control you when God gave you his divine essence and told you to guard that with your life? Well, guard it. Don't let nobody come take that from you and try to turn you into no slave. Obey me. Well, who is you? The queen of who? The queen of, the only queen we know is Empress Men in here, and she's the empress. We don't know no, we not submit to another queen. And if you submit to a queen over there, but guess what? I submit to the one over here. So what's gonna happen now? And yours not higher than mine. Yours don't have more authority than mine. So what happening now? Family, don't let these folks fool you, man, with their political tricks. Y'all gotta read this document though. Really, y'all gotta read that. I've been on here a little minute. Like I said, I don't usually stay on too long these days. I hit it and I move. It says the proposed new mission to occupy Haiti is in the fourth UN mission since 2004 that happened after President John. I remember Aristide got kidnapped. When they kidnapped him and sent him to South Africa, I think so. Was deposed and flown to the Central African Republic. It's so true. The man went sleep in Haiti and woke up in Africa. Imagine that you went sleep in Haiti and woke up in Africa. You went sleep in Haiti and woke up in Africa. He said he can't even tell you how he got in Africa. He didn't even know how that happened. Oh man. If they come on my land, I like it. My flag down. That's right. You got to send me that, Elder. You got to send me that UN mission statement. You got to send that, man. You got to send that. We'd love to see that. They say they never tell you the truth, only what they want you to believe. Beverly, that's why I'm telling you, right? Anything that's going to bring awareness to my people, I will always support. So a lot of people ask me if I knock in this program or that program, and I ain't going to call names. Y'all already know. The answer is no, I'm not doing that. Why would I do that? Oh, that don't make no sense. We all on the same page, beating the same drums. That don't make no sense. But what I will tell you is that there's more the martyr than the person. And, some folks might see that and some folks might not. Some folks have look, man, everyone is called to do what they're called to do according to what they're called to do. Full stop. You can never tell a man what he's been called to do or not do. By their fruits, you should know. So like I said, I'm not questioning Ralph Thorne. Ralph Thorne want to do the right thing. I totally agree. But I've been out here for a while, man. I see a lot of people come and a lot of people go. A lot of people come and go and come and go and come and go. And if that's what they got to do, that's what they got to do. But what I do know is that I got to make sure that as for me and my house, what I going to tell you is this, man. Let me see if I can just drop this real quick here. Here's what we see. As for me and my house.
We are taking our life, Rastafari's love we are bringing. And we have put our petty differences aside. Yes, it's one for all and all for one.
I want to listen to this here, man. Shout out to Brian Gold, man. Brian and New Gold, man.
Love we are bringing. And we have put our petty differences aside. Yes, it's one for all and all for one. And we no care with the blabber mouth once.
We don't care.
It is written we
We
will
put our petty
greatly
differences
overcome.
aside, man.
Many words of my mouth, on the meditation of my heart, mind, body, and soul.
He got kind of
Be pleasing to the ancient of days of old. I see Ethiopia, we are yarding home to thee, mommy. Preserve us best, not the yard, feed the Rasta, alright, family.
This is the club.
I see Ethiopia, we are yarding home to thee, mommy. Preserve us best, not the yard, feed the Rasta, alright, family.
Pause this real quick here, man. Real quick. Pull out on the top real quick. Let me make this abundantly clear to my Caribbean people. The way they were able to successfully come down here. Imagine they left up north, Portugal, you know, the Dutch, the French, you know, the Spaniards, the English. They all left. Hear about this region and the paradise, the beauty and the gold and everything else. And they came here and stripped people, robbed people, do what they had to do, made agreements with other people. Because I keep telling y'all, don't get tapped with this slavery thing, you know. A lot of folks just made contract agreements to govern the people that was already here and basically enslave a lot of folks that they already knew. Just what they're looking to do now. They're making promises with World Bank and all the, yeah, we could do that. We can achieve that. Give me the 100 million, billion, quadrillion, zillion, billion dollars, and I can guarantee you we can produce a bunch of youth that will serve you for the next, in fact, we're going to renew the contract for the next 400 years. Why you think they wait all them years to put a female in charge? For the first time in the colonization of this territory, they wait till now to put a female in charge. Here's the best part. And they ain't pick no regular female. They pick a female. You feel me? You don't think they know what they're doing, family? And we think that we out there voting and putting on shit and this thing happening and we not look, man. That's not what's going on, family. Yeah, these folks looking to renew the contract. Man, look, man, family. I ain't even know what to say, man.
Taking our life, Rastafari's love.
Beverly, got another one for you, Beverly.
And we have put our petty differences aside. Yes,
Brian, go,
it's
man.
one for all and all for one. And we no care with the blabber mouth once. It is written
One
we will
Caribbean
greatly
family, one
overcome.
nation.
Many words of my mouth, on the meditation of my heart, mind, body, and soul. Be pleasing to the ancient of days of old. I see Ethiopia, we are yarding home to thee, mommy. Preserve us best, not the yard, feed the Rasta, alright, family. I see Ethiopia, we are yarding home to thee, mommy. Preserve us best, not the yard, feed the Rasta, alright, family. For we are yarding up as prince and princess. For we are children of the queens and kings. And it's an awful stance we are taking. Now we like Rastafari's love we are bring. And we have put our petty differences aside. Yes, it's one for all and all for one. And we don't care where the blah 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 mouth was said. It is written we've already overcome. Ethiopia, we are yarding home to thee, mommy. Preserve us best, not the yard, feed the Rasta, alright, family. Ethiopia, we are yarding home to thee, mommy. Preserve us best, not the yard, feed the Rasta, alright, family. Now I'm enthusiastic in a new name. Messi said record are playing all around. And we say forward, never run or backward. Never listen to the strings and get them make the sound. And it is written in your ancient scroll. And it is written in the tablets of old. That the chosen few will be added in this hour, and the truth it will be told. Ethiopia, we are yarding home to thee. Mommy, please love us best, not the heart, the Rasta, Farah family. Ethiopia, we are yarding home to thee. Preserve us best, not the heart, the Rasta, Farah family. For we are yarding up as prince and princess. Yes. For we are children of the queens and kings. And it's an awful stance we are taking. We life as the Pharaoh's love we are bring. And we have put our petty differences aside. Yes, it's one for all and all for one. And we don't care what the blah 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 mouth was said. It is written we've already overcome. Ethiopia, we are yarding home to thee. Mommy, preserve us best, not the yard, for the Rasta, Farah family. Ethiopia, we are yarding home to thee. Mommy, preserve us best, not the yard, for the Rasta, Farah family. Why not? Ethiopia, we are flying home to thee.
Beverly, is one for you, Beverly. Rasta, far right family. This for the family, man. Ethiopia. Ethiopia.
We are flying home to thee. Mommy, preserve us best, not we are. We will rise up, far right family.
Yes, right. Shout out to the whole Ethiopian World Federation, Incorporated. Yes, local charter 43, Royal Charter 43.
Whoa, yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah.
I just want to say, man,
yeah.
You know, it comes a time when one has to make a moral decision versus a legal decision.
Customer, we are now we God. We are looking at ourselves and we are pretty smart. When it come to Babylon, them is a retard. No time get wicked and real hard. When you looking at yourself and you not see God, and your pants them match up and you are lean hard. Oh, 10 automatic in a triad, and your mother still a ball gonna play lad. If I have a cent in a pocket, but a hen you a lock it, you a send for your gun and you a send for your ratchet, send for Bible and me a send for your prophet. When it come to the truth, hit me and knock it, the pastor ball out. Send me a jacket when you looking at account. If you check for deposit and the little ghetto youth, them a empty the matic. MP them a tell me say each a chick. What you do?
You know what? You know what? Right? We get to it again, right? Get to it again. Get to it again. Hold on, let me get to it. Let me read it. Hold on, let me get to read it. Let me pause it. This film contains images of war and violence, flashes light and suggestions of corruption across the world. Salute all freedom fighters that standing up for justice and equality and equal rights in its truest form. It's a warning. It's a warning.
calling all ages, every generation, calling all human. We must stand, we must stand. All injustice and all wrong. Flesh flashed against the windows as them come in contact with machine built against love. What was the promise of your convention? To oversee the mindless sacrifice of every human. Baccalaureates, them calling my name. Them come to the front of the war, you are the savior. Baccalaureates, them calling my name. Them say come to the front of the war, you are the savior. Was bounded by a spell, you call my name. With every mention of such spell, you works proclaim. I hear seek to be removed from that veil. Building thoughts, real action proclaim. So warriors, where is your true destiny? Warriors, where is your true life?
Let me pause this here for a minute, man. Let me do this for a minute here real quick. I can spill the beans. Hold on. Put that there right real quick. Let me put this here real quick. I don't know if it's still there, right? I don't know if it's still there. I gonna look, well, I don't know if it's still there. If the government, right, of Barbados still rents the office space in Sky Mall, I gonna spill the beans, family. This is the hypocrisy right here, right? This is the hypocrisy. We had a meeting up there one time with the Minister of Youth. That time was the fella with the young fella with the other fella, one of them minister fellas. I ain't even gonna call his name. He gets no forward, none. Go a pet goat and all sort of nonsense living with. Anyhow, in the house. Who does that? A goat in your house. Anyhow, Mr. Minister. So this man right here, we had a meeting in this man's office, right? And this man, so if the government is still renting the office space in Sky Mall up there, had the Ministry of Youth up there one time. I don't know if it's still there, but whoever worked there watching this can tell a friend and tell a friend. Go check this tomorrow if it's still there. This man, right, in his office, the government office, renting the space, there's a picture, a large picture of Toussaint, the general. Massive picture with the whole. I said, wait, you got a picture? Look, when I first saw it, right, I was like throwing back, like, yo, this is crazy. They got a picture of the general up here. Like, I was excited. I mean, I was really excited. I took a bunch of pictures of it because I couldn't believe it. I was like, yo, who did this? Where did this come from? Like, where did this come from? Who? Where? I was asking questions because I wanted to know, like, who did this? Well, I don't know who supplied paintings for the government offices. I don't know if they rent the paintings. I don't know how it works. I don't know how it works, but they had the painting up in the office. And I thought it was interesting and very noble that they honor the revolution and the freedom fighters. They supported the freedom fighters. That to me was an act of support for the freedom fighters. It's so funny how we call those who fight to defend their territory terrorists. It's so funny. Against those who seek to occupy that same space. So now it's a humanitarian effort, is what they're calling it, when they want to come and relieve and take over. You know, they said that it was a weapons of mass destruction, so they went to go and had to help the people in Kuwait and all that kind of stuff, Afghanistan, all that kind of stuff. But we come to find out later on that it wasn't quite the truth. Like I said, family, let me let this video here play out. Haile Selassie the I, Empress Reserve Men and family, one perfect balance. Man, I give thanks for y'all for staying the night, spending the, staying with the energy, and I give thanks, family. I give thanks. Let me leave it at that for now. Let me leave it at that. No cause.
Stop calling my name. Them say come to the front of the war. You are the same. Buckle up. Stop calling my name. Them say come to the front of the war. You are the same. The heartbeat of the first man rings through all days. Survival of the fittest was never in his place. Yeah. So I hereby claim the rights of stolen days and memories once buried now raised. Survival of the fittest was never in his place. Survival of the fittest was never on his plate. Buckle up, stop calling our name. Let's come to the front of the war. You are the savior. Buckle up, stop calling our name. Let's come to the front of the war. You are the savior. Buckle up. I'm calling you, forged in love, formed in fire, formed in righteousness, forged in love, forged in fire, formed in righteousness, real righteousness, Buckalooks.
Real thing, family. Want y'all to really pay attention to this thing here, right? And make sure we don't overstand what time it is, man. This is a serious, serious point in the legacy of this territory that they call Barbados. For the people of this nation, I implore you, if you know somebody who's been called for that journey, sit them down and reason with them differently. In fact, send them this program, man. Send them this program, man. Don't let them fool you, family. Let them white people, they got an issue with Haiti, let them go back down there again. See, they lost the first time. They know they lost the first time. They got beat bad. Napoleon the Great. In fact, they got beaten so bad that they had to sell the property that they had owned in America to pay off the debt for the little war they had. Hence, America became the states it is today. But it became 13 states first and then so on and so on. But the point is, Haiti changed the history and the course of history for the Caribbean and the entire world with our victory. And now we want to go there and kill our brothers and sisters? Are you mad? Man, look, you know what? Be out to here. Give me a sign to play with.
This is serious business.
Real news for the people in real time.
We out, family. Just like that, man. I dropped this mic.